To the man who has got the best job in the business, it is going to rain here at Subiaco Oval, and I've got the umbrella all prepared, darkened up just over the last half an hour or so. Rain is expected. The Weather Bureau told me near the end of the game, but I reckon it's going to come within the first quarter. To the benches now, first of all to the Fremantle Dockers, Cook, Norris, Brown and Cunningham. For the Hawks, Loney, Green, Barlow and Campbell. And you'll notice black armbands for the Freo Dockers. That's out of respect for Tony Hart, who is the brother of their chairman, Rick.
Well, a couple of times this season, Tim, Lockie Reid has said it's going to rain, and we've been lucky, we've escaped.
Interesting, he's brought an umbrella, considering that's against house rules. No umbrellas allowed in at Subiaco Oval.
We have a look at the respective starts for these two teams. We know Fremantle have been tardy, but they do finish strong.
They do. Hawthorn, they're playing for their life today, invariably. I mean, the top 8 spot still open for them. Fremantle. Kelly O'Donnell, assistant coach, said yesterday that the team to win 7 games at the end of the year wouldn't be satisfactory. They really want 9 wins by the end of it.
9 or 10, double figures would be
well, you'd think so, especially with the way they've played. I mean, there's no doubt, like West Coast, they're a far different side here at home, Matty. I mean, they play at a much different intensity. They play some pretty exciting footy here at Subiaco Oval, so there's a big job ahead of Hawthorn today if they want to try and win the game and keep their finals hopes alive. Yes,
they just try and stay in touch, don't they, the Dockers, as we see that match up between good buddies. Jonathan Hay and Trent Crowe.
Well, very good mates, almost inseparable when they're at Hawthorn, but big challenge for both of them today.
And Matthew Carr has gone straight on to Shane Crawford, and there's already a bit going on in the goal square at the city end. And the emergency umpire is out on the ground.
As we're underway here for round 18, just over 20,000 people here so far at Subiaco. And Hawthorn looking to keep their finals chances alive, get their 10th win of the season, as Hazelby is the first man wrapped up, going through Nick Rees. Doesn't travel the required distance. Cox, Johnson, good tackle by McManus. He's an excellent tackler. Sean McManus.
Western Australian boy would be keen to do well today too, Matty. Young Johnson coming back and playing, has sort of found his way back into the side as a regular member in recent weeks.
Captain of the under-18 Western Australian side, was he a couple of years back?
Yes. McFarlane's got Thompson there, so that's a big challenge for McFarlane.
Former teammates, a bit to do before the opening bounce.
Well, he's been excellent over the last week, so we could expect him to continue. Here's the Hawks once again. There is Johnson. Up forward, Holland manages to keep it out in front. Here's Crawford, breaking free from 55. Out in front, the lead, looking for Thompson. Right with him, though, is the player we were just talking about, in Luke McFarlane. Campbell Brown sees the ball over the boundary.
Doesn't take a backward step, Cameron. We thought Shane Crawford should have gone for goal then. I mean, he had an opportunity, he'd broken clear, he was going inside 50, he should have shot on goal, kicked short to the lead.
The breeze is certainly favouring Hawthorn's end of the ground. Wren up, knocks it to his right. Bell. Walker, back to Bell. Toe pokes it outside defensive 50 over the line.
So Richie Vandenberg, has he got Bell there? I'm just trying to get that match up right. I think Vandenberg's got Bell, so that's probably expected.
Simmons and Wren, front spot for the Dockers. McManus, very good year. Left foot kick towards centre wing. Coops the high fly, no mark. Roved front and centre by Hazelby. Up and under kick towards centre wing. Hay comes one way, Crowe the other. Bounce favours Rawlings. Kick around the corner to Graham. Clears all players, and again over the line between right centre wing and right half forward for Hawthorn. Still no score. We've gone 2 minutes at Subiaco Oval.
Well, it's probably started at a bit of a pedestrian pace at the moment. We haven't seen, the lightning starts that we've seen in recent games here at Subiaco Oval.
Took a long time last season for Fremantle to get on the board with a win, that famous win at Colonial Stadium, coming from behind to defeat Hawthorn, and then managed the 2 for the season. They've got 7 so far this year, and Justin Longmuir has been pivotal for the Dockers. That kick drops short. Chance over the back, Chick. Getting it forward, Leckers, Chick following up nicely. Kick out in front of Holland again. Strong lead. Right with him though, Pavlich. Here's Crawford. Coming through McManus. That is a searching handball, not to advantage of his teammates. Leckers out to Cox now on the wing. Has some time. Had enough confidence to bring Leckers back into the play. Johnson, a 1-2 with Leckers. Now chance. Hayden approach, but Leckers manages to get the kick forward. Inside their 50, going back with some courage, taking a good mark is Carr.
Excellent mark by Carr under pressure. Shane Crawford should have gone for that ball then. He didn't actually go for it. He needed to put himself in more.
The underwriter Lockie Reid might be right. The rain is certainly on its way at Subiaco Oval. It's only taking him to round 18 to get it right. Here is Carr. Pavlich. So patient start, 3.5 minutes, still no score. Fremantle and Hawthorn. 10th plays 12th. Umbrella goes up in the background.
Wren's paying Simmons a fair bit of attention here in front of us.
Throw that man out. You're not allowed to brolly. Hand on the shoulder. We'll go to Wren. So very, very patient from both teams. As Tallis has it. Long lead from Crawford. Pressing hard. Good diving effort. Has he paid the mark? No. Coops under pressure from Holland. Tackle without it, will get a free kick with the umpire pay advantage he has and then taking it back. Stephen Coops does that very well.
Very well, yes.
Throws the arm back, Darren Buick-like. Short pass, McManus. Busy early. Disposal 3. Kicks to half forward, Longmuir at the back. No mark, tried to claim it. Was he taken high? He was. According to umpire McLaren, is 60 metres out.
I thought actually Longmuir might have had a bit of Rawlings jumper then before that contest.
Kick into the danger zone. Megastar Medhurst. Directly in front, 35 metres out. He really is. Very good mark for a small man.
Oh, excellent judgment. He's used his body well there. I mean, he's done quite well. I think Tallis has probably thrown himself forward a little bit there, trying to milk for a free kick. But great judgment by Medhurst. We've seen him do some particularly clever things this year, and you know, his judgment of the ball coming in those contests is excellent.
Trent Croad off the ground, blood coming from the mouth, replaced by Cunningham. As Paul Medhurst. Directly in front. 27-18 this season. A strolling approach. First goal on the board. It took 5.5 minutes. Dockers in front.
Well, a very, I'd say, pedestrian start. Tim, you've called it a patient start. I would have said a very pedestrian start to the game so far. I mean, neither sides look like they're going to take any ascendancy. I mean, the first real forward thrust for Fremantle, Medhurst has taken a nice, strong mark there, one-on-one. Very clever in that situation, as I said, in the build-up to that goal. But he's a dangerous player today for Hawthorn. I mean, if they can get under your guard, you worry about Croad and Farmer, and someone like Medhurst can get under your guard.
Paul Medhurst with goal number 28 for the season. The challenge for him, I think, gentlemen, is to play 4 quarters and keep scoring 4 quarters. Quite often we see him have 3 at half time, and perhaps that's it for the day. But the Dockers have the first. Here's Nick Holland. Right over the top of him, Pavlich appealing for a free kick. Umpire David Corcoran not to be. Umpires this afternoon, McLaren, Corcoran and Dean Margetts. Infringement in the ruck. Yeah, sloppy, and we've got advantage paid now to Bell. On the left, finds the leading Coops, who has done his best this year to try and win Mark of the Year. Going back with a very clever mark is Cox. Simon Cox, the former Bulldog.
Good recruit Cox has been, Simon Cox for Hawthorn. He's been played, had a good season.
Uses the ball quite well, lovely kick.
One of the best kicks in the competition.
Yes, here's Johnson. Once again, straight towards centre forward. Dixon was the target this time. Grover can't get boot to ball. McManus, as Tim mentioned, a good start from him. Over to Woods, to Hayden, trying to combine. Hayden goes through, and that's a very clever kick to the advantage of Seagate. Going back though, Adrian Cox back in this side.
Yeah, Adrian Cox, important player too, Matty. Can play back and forward, which is always a handy attribute to have.
Here's Wren, misses Johnson, but they have enough numbers around the ball as Vandenberg pushes it wide. Rawlings now for Hawthorn. Got some time and space. Low ball inside the forward 50. 3-on-1 for the Dockers. Going back to help out well was Carr. Spinning now. Out towards, could have been McFarlane or Cunningham. The latter provides. Now, once again, they break free. This is Woods. Wants Longmuir. Over the back though, Hazelby. Tallis right with him. Good collect by Coops. Hazelby. Farmer the target, 1-on-1, but going back to help out though was Graham. He's pushed off the ball. Medhurst, inventive, if not correct.
Very inventive. I mean, I suppose he's trying to keep the thing alive, but probably never on, and bit of bad luck.
Daniel Chick.
Interestingly, playing on Jeff Farmer.
Mark Graham down on his haunches behind play 2. Doesn't look too good. Coops up. No mark taken. Roved by Simmons. Very athletic. Kick to the squares it up. And McManus, this will be disposal 5. With a hand pass to Woods from 55 metres. He ignores the lead and kicks it through for a minor score. First miss of the day. 1-1-7 Fremantle. Hawthorn yet to score. We've gone 9 minutes. Overcast day. If not, we might be getting some rain.
Well, interesting, when Hawthorn have gone forward, the Fremantle backs have dropped off their players and covered the space in front of Thompson. So obviously Thompson is being a key today.
Tallis at half-back left. The crowd, almost 22,500, which is already the biggest crowd ever in WA between these two teams. Previous best in 1998 at the Wacker. Short pass, and Johnson has the ball. This will be disposal 5. So he started strongly. Lekas likewise. He has 6 disposals. And Sean McManus, who stands the mark here, has also had it 6 times. Kicks to half forward. Pavlich forced to spoil. Hayes will be happy to run it over the line and out of play.
Just with Pavlich, I mean, there's conjecture about his future. It's been happening all year. It just hasn't affected his football, has it?
Well, it hasn't, but I must say this latest development has put a bit of pressure on him. I think there's a few people who are starting to say, well, is he going to play here or not? Does he want to be here?
Handles it well for a 20-year-old, mind you. Ball in dispute on centre wing. Plenty around the ball, plenty happening in tight. Hayden caught underneath the pack. Roger Hayden promoted off the rookie list. Namely a forward in the WAFL, but has made his name as a defender.
Well, did very well the other week in the Western Derby against Phil Matera.
Angelo Lekas enjoying an excellent season, playing in his 13th game of the season, averaging 22 disposals. And he started certainly in that vein this afternoon. Holding the ball is the decision. Crowd happy. Peter Bell will be the recipient of the free kick.
I think once he got his hands up there, Vandenberg had to be seen to be doing something, and I think he was more searching for the boundary.
I felt he was a tad unlucky. Here's Bell. Longmuir's too deep. Cunningham arrives at the front. Ball down towards Walker. He's got to get through a few Hawks there. Sloppy handball to Bell. Advantage? No, it's going back to Peter Bell for too high. He immediately plays on. Parker. Long ball. Going back for the second time in the quarter, but doesn't take it again, was Graham. This is Carr. Keeps it alive to Medhurst for goal number 2. Needs to get plenty on it. Does so and gets his second. Fantastic goal by Paul Medhurst. Certainly, you can look forward to seeing that as one of the highlights of the round in the winners. And you can join me tomorrow night, Sunday at 7:30, for all the highlights of this game and all of round 18. Ken.
Well, Mark Graham was always in trouble in this contest because he didn't hold the mark. He back, showed good courage, but once he was in the air and in the contest and Medhurst was on the ground, you drop it, you're always going to be in trouble against clever players like that. Medhurst mopped up beautifully from the loose ball out from Carr, and always a chance to kick miraculous goals he is.
So the megastar is top of the pops. He's kicked 2 goals. Hazelby, hands and knees, kicks smothered down. Well done, Johnson, for Hawthorn. Rebounded only to Carr. Around the corner now. Seagate can go on receiving that ball. He does. He steps inside. Errant kick. Worked it to centre wing. Kick came from Rees to Lekas. Brown met it hard, front on, did well. Back to Green, back to Holland. He want to centre the ball to Crawford. Disposal 3. Hard on the lead. Cox out. That's Simon Cox. Has taken the mark just inside 50.
Good transference of play there, Hawthorn. That was where the space was on the outer half-forward flank. They moved the ball from this side back into the centre corridor, and Crawford with good foot skills hit Cox. They need this goal. Hawthorn need it badly, and Cox is a very good kick.
He's kicked 11-11. From right on 50 metres. And to get that extra distance, he has hooked it and just scraped it through. But it is the first score for Hawthorn. It did take attack over 13 minutes. And it's the Dockers by 2 goals.
Don't you love it when you put the mocker on, blokes?
I knew you were going there. We've said it a couple of times already, what a great kick he is. Yeah. And disappointing, he's kicked 11-12. I mean, that's not the return someone with that skill will be looking for.
There might be a bit of wind there because he actually struggled to make the distance. He was searching for a bit more distance and lost the accuracy because of it.
Rain falling here at Subiaco as Pavlich drives to the outer side. Simmons is target. Worked under the ball well by Barlow. Crawford, front and square. High ball, tough one to mark. Where's Thompson? He's just worked out of it nicely by Pavlich, allowing Parker to take the safe mark.
Got to get a bit of contest in that, Matty.
McFarlane. Hazelby is the target. That's a clever mark. Used his body well as Croder's received some stitching to that cut lip. We should see him back out shortly as Hazelby now puts the Dockers into attack again. All Hawthorn though, and Rawlings comes out, takes a very safe mark. Playing on quickly. Ends with Graham. Poor kick from Mark Graham. Hayden in the right spot. They're just struggling a moment. Up forward, Hawthorn. 2-1 plays a point. The man with 2 goals has the ball now in Medhurst. Well-weighted kick. Coops marks inside 50.
Now, Mark Graham, poor kick there. I think you'll find his immediate opponent is Medhurst. Poor kick up the ground, turns it over, comes back, offers to do that. Comes back and gets you on the backside. Bite on the backside.
The showers are here, but it's not a cold day in Perth.
Well, I don't know. Probably won't get to 21. I'd be very surprised.
Here's Stephen Coops. Just 3 goals for the season. He's looking to make it 4. He won't. It may not even get over the line. It doesn't because Farmer's taken the mark. Farmer, who has kicked just 2 behinds in the past fortnight.
Poor checking on a couple of these occasions by the Hawthorn defenders.
Opens up his angle and misses. Just put too much on it. Hooked it too far, so behind are the Dockers. But they're in control early in this game. They lead by 13 points.
They've been exposed a couple of times, Mark Graham and Daniel Chick, just being off their men. I mean, in those situations, you've got to touch and feel, so you can't give your opponent a run at the ball.
100 gamer. To Chick. Hay again. To centre wing left. Parker almost took the mark opposed to Dixon. And Shane Parker. And a wonderful season for the Fremantle Dockers. Ben Dixon. 21 goals to his name. And Trent Crowe. Just see the right top lip forced off with the blood rule. He's had that attended to. Well done, Johnson. To Rees. Left foot kick to Harford, backing back hard. Dixon, Parker's holding him up. Intelligent knock on from Holland to Leckis. Had more time, did Leckis. Kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Had a lot more time, obviously no talking. He was clear. He could have run in another 10 or 15 metres and absolutely made sure that one, Leckis, but obviously not enough voice or certainly not quick enough, and he hurried the kick and kicked poorly.
They are kicking with this breeze, Hawthorn, even though it's a bit swirling down at ground level, surrounded by a lot of the stands. It's certainly aiding the end that Hawthorn are kicking to left of screen. The Dockers have got the only 2 goals in the game, both off the boot of Paul Medhurst. Hayden, they're camped inside their defensive 50. All to play on. Simmons up. Really been a wonderful player for the Fremantle Dockers. Still inside the defensive 50. They've had half a dozen possessions.
And they're certainly taking their time.
There's no one on the mark.
Pavlich now, low ball, Longmuir, who had led all the way from centre forward. Back to Pavlich, possessions mounting up. Almost a repeat performance with the kick, but it falls short for Cunningham. Coops to Grover. Carr, good pressure from the Hawks. Cunningham marks and goes. Wants to draw the player to give it over the top to Bell. Gets Medhurst instead. And the dangerous Paul Medhurst will have a shot for possibly his 3rd goal.
Well, he's not a great kick from these angles, and now that I've said that, he'll probably slot it straight through, Matty, but he's not a great kick on the angle. But Mark Graham's got to get closer to him. He's giving him far too much room, and he started well. I mean, you've got to sort of lock onto the player you're on. When a guy starts like this, he's kicked 2 goals, you've got to say, hang on, I better get a bit closer to this fella and just try and nullify him a bit.
Would Brett Johnson be a better matchup?
Well, I think he'll play players that are a bit taller then because he's good overhead.
Medhurst for his third.
He likes that pocket.
He's kicked it out on the full once more. So 2 goals and 2 out in the full for the man they call the megastar. And there is certainly a megastar. Not used yet, sir. Put that hand down. We're talking about the great Dennis Lilly. Kick in to come for the Hawks. Wanted Graham, but Longmuir got there for the Dockers. And does well. Wants Farmer. Chick over the back. Ball still alive for the Dockers. Deep in their forward line. Here's Medhurst once again. Plays for a free kick. Doesn't get it. Ball still in play. Bell just bangs it forward. Only to find Angelo Lecker standing there for the Hawks.
Trent Croad is standing there trying to get on for the Fremantle Dockers.
I reckon he'd be pretty keen to get back on too, Tim.
Daniel Chick has it just outside his defensive goal square. Ticking down under 6 minutes, and Hawthorn have struggled to get the ball into attack. Good kick. Rees, defensive 50, can play on with a hand pass to Johnson. He ignored that. Now he looks up. Tallis has made space on centre wing right. The 2 number 4s. Good spoil. Hazelby. Ball comes to the front on. Free kick. Just the second free kick for Hawthorn. The tally so far, 6 Fremantle, 2 Hawthorn.
Very stagnant, isn't it? Lots of stop-start, and maybe that's an indication of the man-on-man contests that are going on, and perhaps a few players dropping back as well in some cases. Just not much space to run into.
Tallis goes very wide to Crawford. Loses it. Carr happy to see it over the line. On the full, in fact, as it's come off Carr. Croad is now back on. Coops has a break. So unfortunate there for Matthew Carr. But the ball has ended up with Shane Crawford. Kick number 4. They need a mark inside 50. Holland went at it one-handed. Brown, indiscriminate kick from Hayden. Brown, enormous courage. Ricocheted off Parker's chest to the advantage of Seagate. To Cunningham, hand pass over the top to Carr, been busy. Possession 6. Medhurst a long way down the ground. McManus has been good. Vandenberg hits it hard. Chick was tackled without the ball and should get a free kick and does.
I mean, I think that free kick was on, but they needed it because Fremantle had the run.
He's paid advantage. Everyone stopped and looked. Rawlings goes to centre wing. Leckis has worked strongly up and down the ground. Now Campbell's run on. That's the direction the kick takes at left half forward. Leads are plenty inside 50. 5 or 6 leads on offer. Campbell goes short to Vandenberg. But again, it goes back into stop-start transition.
Well, there's not much space there in the forward 50 for Hawthorn, and that's the problem at the moment. That's why it's stop-start.
Richie Vandenberg with just over 4 minutes remaining. They're down by 13 points at the moment, the Hawks. Struggling to kick goals. At ground level, can they get something happening here? Crawford out in front. Campbell went without it. Enables Hazelby to get through some traffic. Seagate wrapped up. And free kick is going back for over the shoulder. Will go back to Hazelby. Possession number 5 coming up for the man who just a couple of weeks ago in the local derby here won the Ross Glendinning medal for the best man on the ground with 30 possessions. Plenty happening early, but the man who timed it the best was Justin Longmuir.
Very casual at times, isn't he? I mean, just a really good mark and just very casual about the whole thing.
This man's certainly not casual. He's everywhere at the moment, Paul Medhurst. This time a bit further from goal, but that is a beautiful kick out in front of Cunningham. Troy Cook's just come straight off the bench into a pocket. Cunningham spots him and gets him. Timing is everything in football. And Cook just came at the right time, but cleverly saw that the option was there, Ken, and ran hard to the hole.
Yes, excellent effort. I mean, you're right, timing. You come on the ground with so many rotations in football nowadays. For Cook to get on and get in that position could prove very effective for them. 4
goals, 8 for the season. Holding its line and hitting the post. 4 goals, 9 now to Troy Cook. 2-3 Fremantle. Hawthorn just the 1 behind. Peter Schwab just not getting anything happening inside his forward 50.
Well, he spoke about that before the game, didn't he? Coming into this game, he felt he needed one of his tall forwards to stand up and kick a bag of goals for them. Right at the moment, they can't even get it to their tall forwards, let alone give them a chance of kicking a decent score.
Inside 50s, there's 17 in total. Just the 2 goals. Jonathan Hay. Not a good sign there, looks very proppy. Crow grabs it out of the air, kicks towards the pocket. Cunningham-Leckus eventually over the line and out of play. Carr came off the ground, Matthew Carr for the Fremantle Dockers with 6 kicks, a handball. And Sean McManus is off with 5 disposals of his own. So again, the rotation for Chris Connolly's Dockers. Campbell taken off his boot by Farmer, didn't travel the required distance. Crow just stood there and waited, and then off a step, added a touch of class. What a ripper!
Well, excellent goal there by Trent Crow. And again, lucks of fortune. Jeff Farmer scrambles a kick forward. Crow marks it. Probably didn't cover the required distance. Stood his ground. Thought he was perhaps going to be paid the mark. And then quickly threw it on the boot with a check side kick here under pressure. And a great goal. He had 4 Hawthorn players around him. Excellent effort by Trent Crow. And one, when he spent the first 15 or 20 minutes off the ground with a cut lip, he'd be pretty happy to come back on and kick a goal like that straight away.
Terrific reaction by Trent Crow as he gets his first of the afternoon. But for Docker fans, they're 20 points in front as Simmons gets up nicely down towards Cook. Vandenberg with a bit of strength. Just in time was the umpire there.
There's some early worrying signs for Hawthorn, Matty. I mean, to me, they just don't look like they've hit the ground running.
A bit lethargic,
yeah, they do.
Fair?
They do, and I think there's some concerns in the coach's box in the Hawthorn side.
Certainly concerns there for Jonathan Hay. That didn't look good. He didn't look too good as they drive forward now. Holland works Pavlich out, but he wraps him up, and there's a free kick. So a chance for Thompson. First rule, it's going back to Holland. Pavlich holding him. Yep. Might have been paid either way. And we get a good look at it here. Pavlich just not letting him get back.
Yeah, he didn't let him get, yep.
Like a good defender, he doesn't want the ball over behind him. So Nick Holland, perhaps he's the man who will stand up that Ken Judge was talking about.
Well, they need this goal, Matty.
He's kicked 20 goals, 10 for the season. Right behind him, and he puts it through. The first for the Hawks this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying this game live and interrupted on Fox Footy. Of course, during the week you can have your say if you'd like to talk about any issues in football. White Line Fever, Monday to Friday at 6:30 by phone, fax or email to have your say. Ken.
To say they needed that goal, Matty, would be an understatement. They desperately needed that goal, Hawthorn, and maybe that could just give them a bit of impetus going in at quarter time. I mean, they need to lift their rating at the moment.
Under a minute remaining. Goal for either team would be handy. Hazelby, showed enormous courage. Barlow went in over the top. Umpire paid advantage. Kicks to half forward. Medhurst was taken high and gets a free kick. So Paul Medhurst. This will be kick number 7. Justin Longmuir, will he be the target? He's at the back of this. Packer takes the mark. Farmer did well. Body on body with Chick, but Rawlings got lost. And Longmuir, this will be a handy goal right before the quarter time siren.
Just on the kick, it looked as though Longmuir wasn't going to get there, but he never gave up and just kept coming.
Well, again, some worrying signs, Matty. The Hawthorn defenders just have given their players too much start. You can't give players 2 and 3 metres start because you've got no hope of getting in the contest.
Been busy early. Kick number 5. He snuck it home right on the siren. Handy for Freo.
Certainly was, Tim. A good start by the Dockers here at Subiaco. They have been slow. They don't usually win their first quarter. But at quarter time here, they lead 4-3-27. Hawthorn 1-1-7.
The hero playing very well. Do you expect a change on him soon?
Oh, they've had a couple of players on him early, but look, he's just a smart player, and the good thing is he came up the ground and used it well, going back inside 50. So, look, he's very smart. We know that. We just hope we can get enough ball in there so he can, maybe play a few tricks.
A bad start over the past sort of so many weeks, but at last one good start to start this game.
Yeah, it probably could have been better. We still missed a couple of shots. If we get enough in there, we're just going to make sure we take the right opportunities and get the score on the board.
Thanks for joining us, Chris.
All right.
Paul Medhurst certainly was the man in that first quarter, Ken, but as Chris mentioned, he was deep early, then found his way up the ground.
Well, he pushed up a bit further. He very was starting, and he was a very effective player, as we saw. Kicked 2 goals, had 2 out of bounds on the full. One of them was a bit, a bit of a pot shot, but the other one was a genuine shot on goal that he missed. So he's had an opportunity to kick 3 in the first quarter, but the players just haven't paid enough respect. I mean, he's a clever player. He needs a player who's going to play body on body with him.
You're following him closely this year, Tim. He's had 7 possessions in this first quarter. He doesn't get more than 11, is it?
11 is his best output this year. Gets a lot of 11s and 9s and does seem to fade in second halves, or clubs work him out a little bit after half time.
So he's only got 4 possessions left in him. Is that what you're saying?
Well, let's hope not, because he started off brilliantly with those 7. He's taken 3 marks as well and has 2 goals.
He has. Interestingly, Matty, Peter Swab was very vocal when he first came down to meet the players. Gave them quite a burst for a minute or 2 there, and then went to the board and had a look to make some moves, try and restructure.
Luke Hodges picking up Paul Medhurst as we're underway for the second quarter. The athletic Troy Simmons with a good leap early. Barlow gets it forward. Coming out to meet it. Brown goes without it. Norrish with some confidence. Back to Bell. Rain very heavy now. So this 20-point lead, very handy indeed for the Dockers. Seagate just can't quite keep it in.
And again, this ground's going to get very slippery, very muddy.
It does get very
underneath.
slippery, and players will struggle to hold their footing a lot from now on if this rain continues.
Hasn't been a lot of wet days this year at Subiaco. Would this weather, Ken, suit any particular side here?
Well, I would have thought with a 20-point lead and it starting to rain like it is now, it looks like it's pretty set because it's pretty dark over the back of the stand there. I would think it would favour Fremantle at the moment.
Well, let's hope for Hawthorn's sake that they can get back into it. Dixon just trying to work it forward. Ball not clear. A little give on the up by Barlow to Dixon, back on the side, just getting it forward once again. Thompson didn't get a possession in the first quarter, needs to do better, doesn't need to give away a free kick, and McFarlane will take that free kick.
A bit sloppy there. Maybe that was Tomo's first chance to tackle McFarlane. They had a bit of a push and shove before the game started. That might have been one just to say, look, I can slam dunk you here.
It's the 10th free kick to the Fremantle Dockers. 10-4. Simmons relishing the open space. Not a good kick. Rawlings put up.
Did he injure himself?
He pulled up very short. He thought he probably was retarded in his process, or a hand on the shoulder. He's unhappy with one way or the other with the umpire. Anyway, the ball's out of play. We'll have a throw in underneath the scoreboard. Won't be too long before they turn the lights on here at Subiaco Oval. Looks okay on your screen. It is very dark already. Hazelby, hand pass, knocked down. Cook, Carr, Bell. Barlow runs it over. And looking across to the west, you're right, Ken. This rain could be here for some time yet. There it is there. Teeming down. Not a bad crowd in, almost 24,000 considering. Cook would be loving it. Fresh air shot by Tallis.
Well, that last 30 seconds or so, Tim, I wouldn't have said exactly set the punters alight as far as football skills go.
Must be tough conditions, mind you. Just saw a shot of the bench, the Dockers bench. One of the dry spots inside the ground. Slapped over the back by Simmons. He wants to open up the space. Seagate, toe post. Good pick up by Dixon. The hand pass, well, he eventually hand passed it back to himself. Second hand pass was a little better. Leckis has been busy for the Hawks. Inside 50. Holland's got away. Good chest mark.
Just got to keep things simple on a day like today. I mean, now the weather's got like it is, and it looks like it's pretty much going to settle in. I mean, just keep it simple. Knock on, surge on, keep the ball going forward. There's nothing special about it. I mean, you're going to scramble goals. If it continues to rain like this, you're going to have to scramble your goals. It's not going to be lace-out passes and all that type of thing. It's just got to be really good, honest, hard footy.
Wipe of the footy for Nick Holland. He dries it momentarily. The lights have been turned on. as Holland. This will be a good start, as you can see. He'll kick from just inside 50 metres. Slewed off the boot. Thompson back. Get one in the face. I think he did. Right on the goal line. That ball was going to go through for a point, but it was an errant slap from McFarlane. And Thompson, well, the tightest of angles.
Well, there's no doubt there's been a bit of niggle between these two so far.
Plays on, and you heard it hit the post 3/4 of the way up. Slapped into the aluminium on a score.
I don't think I've heard a post get hit so loud before.
Do we have post
He
on?
nearly knocked it out of the ground, didn't he?
Oh, reminiscent of Lee Matthews if it broke in half. But, well, a behind of the Hawks. They're now 1-2. Fremantle 4-3. This is McFarlane. Whoops.
Oh.
Messi. Let's keep it simple, as Ken mentioned, in these conditions. Grover caught by Cox. Parker trying to work it. Here's Grover once again. Graham in the best spot. Can't take the mark. Hasn't been a great start for Mark Graham this afternoon. He's got a chance here, though. Little give to Holland. He's made an error. It's 2-on-1. Crow just needs to push it forward. He does so. Hazelby now in possession. Advantage paid, and Hazelby lays it off to Longmuir. The free kick originally went to Crow.
Matty, it's been exactly what I said before. A couple of passages of play there. Blokes are trying to be too cute. You just got to keep it simple.
Longmuir the goal just before quarter time. Doesn't look too bad off the boot. He's got two. He's finished nicely. So the Dockers making Hawthorn pay for a bit of cute play, according to Ken Judge. More importantly for Docker fans, they've got their fifth.
Yeah, very ordinary play there. I mean, Hawthorn just trying to kick around corners and all that sort of thing. You've got to straighten up. You've got to do the simple things. Get the simple things right. The basics on a day like today. There's no area for finesse and all that type of thing. It's just got to be simple and straight. And they were a bit too clever there, Nick Holland. It's made them pay.
A good battle on for the Fremantle Dockers leading goal kicker. Justin Longmuir has now got 33. Crowe's got 34. Just forcing it forward. Free kick. Free kick number 11 now for Freo. Umpire pays advantage again. Simmons out hard on the lead. Medhurst too far out to score. The next lead comes from Farmer. Clears the head. Crowe under pressure. Fends off. Well done, Lekus. Outstretched arm, force it over the line for a rush behind. Lead out to 26 points.
Well, Hawthorn had the right idea there at that centre break. They had the ball just trying to force it forward. Unfortunately, they gave a free kick away, which meant it went back the other way. But they weren't. There was nothing cute about it. It's just knock-on, surge-on type of football. Get it on with your shins, your knees, your thighs, or just keep it going forward.
Cox brings the ball in for the Hawks. Wren is his target. Also there was Hodge. Hazelby gets it to Medhurst. 11 possessions. Looks likely this afternoon, Tim. Carr over to Coops. Here's Longmuir. Oh, beautifully done. Very clever. Can he finish it off? It's the post. Well, Justin Longmuir, you've got Medhurst, the small forward, is doing plenty of damage. Longmuir's looking very good contested mark-wise.
Absolutely, and Longmuir's he's started in very good form, and he's actually got the better of Rawlings at the moment.
And he didn't have to play on, but I reckon he thought the ball was clearly touched. The umpire did pay the mark, but he was already off. That's a big spiral by Simon Cox into the middle of Subi. Dixon read it off the hands of Grove and then was tackled without the foot and will get a free kick. As Justin Longmuir played on after taking that very good mark, was paid a very good mark anyway. But clearly on the replay there was a hand touching that football.
If we remember rightly, Tim, I think in last year's game that when Fremantle beat Hawthorn, Longmuir kicked 5 goals, I think. Was an important player that night, that particular day.
Sean McManus being spoken to by umpire Corcoran. He's been reported, Sean McManus, by umpire David Corcoran.
What was it for, Tim?
The knee.
Oh.
Didn't quite connect.
Yeah.
So anyway, play on. Punched away by McFarlane from Thompson to Parker. Intelligent from McManus. And a free kick paid behind play against Thompson. who dealt with Parker. Kicks to half forward. Tallis does well. Hodge was involved in the play. Barlow has it now. They run away from him, so he's allowed to make some easy ground. Gets close to 50. Kicks long to the goal square, McFarlane. Thompson was running back to the goal line. McFarlane took the mark, gets it to Woods, and they're out of trouble again.
Just back-led there, Tim. Nathan Thompson need to come up at the ball.
Here's Medhurst with him. Hodge, Crode, in trouble. Got to beat a couple. Won't. Good tackle by Hay. Coops gets the crumbs. Ball still in play. That'll be on the full. Good decision by the boundary umpire.
I think Peter Bell kicked that onto Trent Crowe's foot then. Just the game's just picked up a little bit. Got a bit more physical in the last few minutes.
Certainly Vandenberg being pretty physical on Coops just off the ball as the switch comes to Graham. In turn out in front of Cox. Good mark. Simon Cox. Plenty of marks for this side, equal with Rawlings for most marks for the Hawthorn side. Contested marks there, concern inside their forward 50. That'll be a ball in. In fact, they've only taken the one contested mark for the afternoon, the Hawks.
One point there, Matty, and we've seen it for most of that first quarter as well. There's no forward leading from the Hawthorn forwards. They're all stagnant or not. They're all wanting to back lead. They've got to lead up to create some space.
Play well at Subiaco Oval against Fremantle. 3-1. 75% winning record. Cox will get a free kick. Accidentally, Simmons fell into his back.
But on a day like today, get your body in front, you're a chance to win those type of free kicks.
Here's a lovely kick. That's Peter Schwab. You're hoping he can connect from 50 metres out. It's gone very narrow. Just scraped it through. He's second behind Simon Cox, so he is off target this year. 11 goals, 13. And Hawthorn have just scored 1-3-9. Freo are 5-5-35.
Well, they need to find a spark from somewhere. They need a spark, and they need it pretty quickly because they're just going at the moment, Hawthorn.
13 minutes remaining in the first half as Pavlich gets plenty of depth. Wonderful kick out in front of McManus. Just worked off it by Cox. This is Hayden. The rookie hugs up the wing. Clever kick. Carr. Cook. 3-on-1. McManus the third. Docker inside his forward 50. Longmuir goes back. 7th mark already for Justin Longmuir.
Jade Rawlings didn't compete. He just let him go to that ball then and mark it. Jade Rawlings has got to get body on body with him.
I've seen him kick some fantastic goals here at Subiaco that have really brought this crowd alive. This is a tough angle.
Tough angle, and the distance will get him. I mean, he's not a long kick, Longmuir, and I would think this might be just out of his range.
He'll kick at the mile now, Ken, you know that.
Yeah, that's right.
Head of the square, Farmer at the back. Tallis happy to see it over for a rush behind. Well called, Ken. But Longmuir, very dangerous indeed. And we take a look. Just goes back, and Rawlings just content, as you say, just to give him a push.
Well, where was he? You've got to be with him. I mean, the bloke's in form. Get up beside him and make a contest.
Crawford gathers. Down the line. Sliding ball. Sliding players. Lecker's tackle without it. Cook underneath. Well done, Hodge. McManus. Cook forces it to the line. Got to push in the back.
Lecker's has started well for Hawthorn, Tim. 14 possessions.
Hayes will be off the ground. Norrish on. And Adrian Cox on the ground for the Hawks for this first run.
Actually, he started on, Tim, but they took him off very early, so he's just come back on.
Coops flying. Would have taken it if Matty Campbell was calling. Comes to Crowe. Bursts through 50. Terrible kick. And Hodge marks it on his defensive goal line.
Had the speed wobbles. He was going too quick for himself.
Never seen him kick well when he's got socks up. Might be a problem for him. Here is Adrian Cox. As Ken mentioned, was on the ground very briefly at the start of the game. And Medhurst goes off. Cunningham comes on. Medhurst afternoon so far. Impressive. 8 kicks.
He doesn't need a rest. He's playing as a forward. He doesn't need a rest, Medhurst. He's a dangerous player. He's been in real good form forward for them. I just wouldn't take a fail. I can understand you rotate your midfield. You don't need to rotate players like him, playing as permanent forwards.
Walker's now gone on to Crawford. His car comes off for another rest, so rotation. He plays no favourites. He has players who come off They come off at a certain time, regardless of the score, regardless of performance. Simmons tries to pluck it out of the air. Cox has been okay. That's Simon. Vandenberg doing what Ken Judge said, get it on at all costs. Sockers towards the forward 50. But Freo have numbers. Walker, Woods, better get rid of it. Does. Seek it. Queuing up to get possession. End over end punt, but effective by Simmons to half forward. Clears the head of McManus. Hay getting back. McManus forces it forward. Well done into the pocket. Here comes Farmer. Out hard. Ooh, gets his own man, McManus. Glancing blow. Little toe poke from Bell. Kick around the corner. Hayden attacked the ball hard and kept on going. Little rock from 50 metres. Kicks towards the goal line. Justin Longmuir. Well done, Rawlings. That's better. Now Chick favoured. Good kick out of the zone, just clears it out of the troubled zone, wants the boundary line, it tumbles to the line, eventually over. And Sean McManus and Jeff Farmer. Farmer came one way, just got him, clipped him on the shoulder, but almost sent him into a 360 spin.
Daniel Chick was smart then, ball on the ground, under pressure, just get the ball long, boot it on the ground, keep the thing going forward, get out of the danger area.
Yeah, he got it about 60 or 70 metres all the way to the centre wing as Campbell will do battle with Simmons. Lays it down nicely for the champ. Crawford. Out in front, he wanted Holland. Pavlich right with him. Rawlings comes in to lend a hand, but Pavlich is equal to it. And similar to Chick, has worked it away from the danger zone about 60 or 70 metres as Rawlings comes off. Loney comes on as Paul Medhurst gets some work on his calves.
I think he'd be happy there, Jade Rawlings, that ball went out of bounds because he left his man and he was certainly caught out of position for the ball to stay alive.
Cox, he won't keep it in. The ball goes through the interchange gate with Peter Bell. Just under 10 minutes remaining. It's still 36-9, 27-point margin. It's the one goal for the Hawks, courtesy of Nick Holland. Cox with some depth inside their forward 50. Here's Holland, but he's got to beat a couple. Simmons came over the back. Chance for Hawthorn. Campbell trying to keep it going. Lekas, was he caught? Free kick, Angelo Lekas.
15th possession.
And the 20th free kick for the day.
Out in front, Thompson needs a mark, and he's got it. Just what Nathan Thompson needs. He needs to get involved, take some marks, and he was leading.
Well, he does, and that's one of the most productive leads we've had from him so far. And interesting enough, it's the first time he's been able to get away from McFarlane. McFarlane's been right with him and made a good contest every time.
Nathan Thompson now, 19 goals for the season. Just the behind where he rattled the post.
Nearly uprooted the post.
For their second goal. From about 35 metres, it's not a good kick. It has missed the lot. Well, Hawthorn fans would have been hoping a goal there to get them back in the game, but also to give Nathan Thompson some confidence. That certainly won't do it. Simmons, as they work it out the other side, outer side the Dockers.
Been busy, goes back to Pavlich. Dashes away in Freo colours. Bell up, one arm. Vandenberg, he's got trouble here. He's got Crode and Longmuir. Hand pass along the line. Dixon was happy to see it over. But just numbers around the ball.
Well, I think they were happy to see it over because they were outnumbered about 4-2 there, so they went for the safety of the boundary.
Carr and Hazelby preparing to come back on for the Fremantle Dockers. 27 points the margin. Hayden, sure hands in wet conditions. Bell, kick, perfect. Mark Cunningham, left half forward. Longmuir and Graham up. McManus front and centre. Chick did well. Stood up in the tackle. Green to Crawford was taken high. No free kick. Now he's got a problem. Gone. Thought the initial contact was high on the jumper.
I've got to say, he did wait to
50 metres. This will be a walk-up start goal for Stephen Coops. And the umpire is intimating, I think, to the Hawthorn players that the tackle came from the jumper and looked like it was high, but he just pulled the jumper over Crawford's head.
Well, yeah, he did. Well, it did. I thought he got him high, and understandably, I think Crawford thought he'd been grabbed high as well.
Goal, Stephen Coops, easy as you like. The lead is out to 31 points.
I think the issue is there, and Shane Crawford's played enough footy to know you've got to actually keep playing. You've got to play the whistle. You can't wait and think, oh, that should be a free kick, because sometimes they don't get it right, or maybe that wasn't a bad decision after all. But certainly the 50-metre penalty certainly rubbed salt in the wounds.
Wonderful performance by Coops to milk that 50. Nothing in it. (6-6-42), 1-3-9, 33 points. Crawford laying a shepherd there. A little bit angry over that decision. Hayden. This is Parker. They break free again, the Dockers. Seagate goes without it. Tallis does the same. And Seagate just slapped it back to Hazelby, who goes inside his forward 50, deep into the pocket. In fact, too far, out of bounds on the full. So a Hawthorn kick with just over 7 minutes remaining. The Dockers right on top. This will be Luke Hodge. Little chip over the top to Daniel Chick. (133 possessions to 102, favouring the Dockers. Pack forms in the wings. The spoil came from Woods. Cunningham breaking free. Wants Crow to the back and finds him. Nice mark. Read it nicely. You see the ball go over the top of Hay. He's searching for him, searching for the body. But Crow has read that Cunningham has got plenty of distance on the kick and takes a nice mark falling back. He's kicked a goal in the first quarter. This to get the margin out to 39 points before half-time. Tim mentioned there's a great battle for leading goal kicker. 34 goals to 33. This for number 35 for the season for the former Hawk. No problems. The Dockers continue here at Subiaco. Crowed second. And some 39-point margin already, knowing that the Dockers come home, Tim, very hard in the second half.
Looking very impressive. They were very impressive in the first half against St Kilda last week and didn't go on with it.
Yes, look, I mean, that was a goal that Hawthorn didn't need at the moment. I mean, they're right under the pump now, and they need to lift their rating enormously, or else they're going to get blown out of the water here.
You'd be happy with that, Trent Crowe. Very good mark, accurate kick. Margin out, 39 points. Lee Brown in the ruck, but knocked it straight down the throat of Lekis. Kicks towards forward 50, and Pavlich just read it better than Holland. Took a good mark. Then plays on, spearing pass. Over the line and out of play, off the boot of Luke Hodge. As now Norris comes off and Cook comes on.
They've certainly got Hawthorn on the ropes here, Tim, and I just can't see Hawthorn to get their spark from. They need a couple of their senior players to give them a lift, and at the moment it's not happening for them.
Crode goes to ground, Lekis trying hard through traffic. Little hand pass from Barlow to Rees. Comes out to Crawford, kick inside 50 now, Holland. You get a free kick, no, Cox almost threw that out one-handed. He goes sliding in on his knees. I'm sure McManus can attest, that might not be a good idea.
With the exception of Lekis, who I think's been terrific with 18 possessions, and Crawford's tried hard with his 10, they just haven't got enough other players that are contributing.
Too slippery to bounce. Rawlings over the top, Thompson knocks it down, Bell did well underneath the pack. Working it to the boundary line, Lekis trying hard, Walker, McFarlane under pressure, opens the way, Parker. They did well, Fremantle, they really did make it their intention just to get it to the boundary line by centimetres on centimetres.
I mean, an indication when you're struggling, Richard Vandenberg and a few of the other players appealing to an umpire then to pay a free kick.
40 metres out from the Hawthorn goal, they've kicked just one. Seagate, loose hand pass, over. 7-6-48, Hawthorn, 1-3-9. 23 and a half minutes gone. Inside 5 minutes, lights on, wet day. And the ball is spending a lot of time on the slippery surface.
That's where it is again. McManus got it free, only as far as Thompson. Round the body, ball in the danger zone. Here's a chance. Barlow or Dixon. He's at the post.
Not much happening for him there, Matty. Ben Dixon grabs that there in the goal square, hits the post. I mean, that's a bit the way things are going for them at the moment, isn't it?
Yes. 1 goal 4 now as Paul Medhurst prepares to return to the arena at the expense of Cunningham. So, I'm not sure about that.
Is this a blood rule or a ball rule?
I'm not sure about that with the towel. I mean, Shane Parker's coming off with the blood rule, but getting the towel to dry the ball is Matthew Pavlich. We've seen Dennis Lill in the stand.
He'd be shining it, mate, not drying it.
Which side is the one that he wants to scuff up for the reverse swing? Pavlich enjoying his afternoon in his battle with Nick Holland. He'll be told to kick. And there's the reverse swing because that's gone off the side.
It has.
Rawlings with the spoil. Norrish keeping it moving forward. Good wet weather football. Tallis. The give to Brown. Dockers have the numbers, but the free kick is going back to Campbell Brown. And with just over 4 minutes remaining, they're desperate for a goal, Hawthorn.
It's been quiet today, Campbell Brown. Only what's his first kick? Fourth possession.
Fourth possession, 3 handballs. Here's Holland presenting himself. McFarlane the spoil. No one at ground level for the Hawks. Norrish just gave it off nicely to Cook. Gets it forward, Coops. All the big guns are there. Longmuir, Medhurst, Farmer and Crow. Take your pick. Medhurst let it go for Longmuir. And Longmuir takes mark number 8.
Oh, well, the Hawks are in a spot of bother. I mean, they just can't counter Longmuir at the moment. Medhurst has been a bit quieter. Hodge has done a reasonable job since he's gone on to him, but now Longmuir's sort of broken free. They took Rawlings off and have put Loney on to Longmuir.
Medhurst has 2, Crode has 2. Longmuir looking for his 3rd. Couple of steps, not the best run up in the world, good enough. 3 goals to Justin Longmuir. And Ken, as they were building forward from the contest in the middle, you could sense it coming. They just had plenty of options. As soon as Coops takes this mark, he looks around and says, which one can I kick it to?
Well, exactly, and I'm not sure who Coops had there. Perhaps Mark Graham's got Longmuir now, so he's had a really tough start to the game. He had Medhurst earlier, now he's got Longmuir. And Loney had actually left his man, Coops, which created the free man and allowed Longmuir to be an option.
Four goals, 3 in the first quarter, and they've added 4-3 in the second. Lee Brown, Hazelby inside 50. Hodge tackled strongly by Farmer. Campbell Brown wants the boundary line, successfully finds it over the line. Inside 3 minutes to go. Margin has blown out to 44 points. Fremantle, as I mentioned, have added 4-3 in this quarter, and Hawthorn just the 3 behinds. A spot in the 8 is there if they can turn this around. Around the corner back, Leckis, as Ken mentioned. This will be 19th possession. Lee Brown slipped over. Now Hawthorn can run this down the ground if Tallis can just go and give it to Rawlings. He does. Runs through the AFL logo. Out hard on the lead, Holland. McManus back. Oh, another collision for McManus. He got it in the back from his own man Pavlich, who was the 3rd man in the train. Hayden holding the ball. Was there a little handball, and was the umpire called the wrong side?
No, I didn't think there was.
McManus, there's a bit going on for McManus. He's got a sore back, Sean McManus, and it came from his teammate Pavlich. Let's go to Lockie Reed, boundary side.
Yes, Shane Parker's just been taken to the rooms. A cut to the right side of his nose. He's going to obviously get some stitches and hopefully back for the second half.
There it is there. With courage, Sean McManus.
Something you never doubt about him. Courage, would you?
So Adrian Cox got the free kick. That is a lovely kick, and boy, they needed that. Splits the goals, they've got their second.
Terrific goal by Cox, wonderful finish, and certainly good news for the Hawks. And if you're looking for news in football, 7:30 Monday to Friday, Fox Footy News. Join myself and Jason Bennett for a complete, comprehensive wrap of what's going on right around the country in AFL.
Cox actually started his career as a forward, Matty. He's played a bit there this year. He's gone forward. He's kicked 15 goals for the season, but started his career as a forward, and a very important goal to Hawthorn, and one that hopefully can give him a bit of momentum to get back in this game.
So just the second goal for the Hawks. 1 a quarter, 4 a quarter for the Dockers. Off the ground goes Thompson. Rees got it out to Crawford. Lovely running by Vandenberg. This is promising for Hawthorn. Vandenberg kick just to the wrong side of the post. Another behind, but a good centre clearance from the Hawthorn side.
Well, it was the cleanest one so far.
Brown and Farmer just enjoying their afternoon. The reserve umpire is out having a chat to him, and Farmer goes down. And play on.
We'll get a chance to talk to his dad about that one at half time.
We certainly will. This is Cook giving it off to Walker.
He'll be smiling, don't worry about that. He'll be very happy.
Still going on. They're a long way from the ball. Norris, there's that reverse swing. That is not a good kick, but it falls into the arms of Hazelby. Out in front of Medhurst. Good punch this time from Luke Hodge. 2 on 1 if they can get clean possession. They're away. This is Cox. He's just kicked that goal. Just bangs it forward once again. In the way though, Norris. Cox, he went without it. Big fresh air shot. But good commitment there from the Hawks. Brown wants Walker. Spins out of trouble. Goes back. Was looking for Carr, but misses him. Comes in to lend a hand. Woods. Misses McFarlane. A little bit messy. Hazelby. He's gone. And he gets a free kick. I think he's a bit lucky.
Yes, may have been a bit lucky there, Matty. I thought he'd had plenty of time to get rid of that, and perhaps could have been penalised.
Inside the final minute. Not a good kick. Thompson now thrown into the ruck. Went to go.
Oh.
Yes, not a great kick. Peter Bell bounced off his chest. Now Hawthorn have numbers. Loney just put it on the ground. Bell got it to Cook. Now there's a free kick behind play, and it's against Farmer. Campbell Brown has been put down behind play, 40 metres away, and it's a free kick to Hawthorn in the middle of the ground. Umpire Margetts is speaking very sternly to Jeff Farmer. Has he been reported? I think he has.
He has been, yes.
He's not happy. Just checking the number there, that it was, I think it must be 52
Well, that's got to
metres.
be 50, doesn't it?
He threw the ball straight up in the air, about 40 metres. But it did go back to Vandenberg. So Jeff Farmer and Sean McManus both on report.
That's a good kick. Very good kick.
Hodge marks. Time beats the Hawks. They were going forward. It'll be interesting to see what happens here at half-time. Farmer and Campbell Brown been going at it, but at half-time it is a 37-point lead to the Dockers.
Yes, it's a good start by the Dockers. A great first half. 8 goals, 654. Hawthorn 2-5-17. Identical quarters by the Dockers of 4 goals, 3. And Campbell Brown on screen. We'll talk to Mal Brown at half-time.
Late in that second quarter with an injured back, apparently just a bruise on the back, and he should be right to play. And of course Shane Parker back also had a cut on the right hand side of his nose, which is this side, and had it all stitched up. He's ready for action. The two reports, well, haven't exactly been told exactly what they've been reported for, but McManus and Farmer are both reported.
They are the gentlemen in question, but from Hawthorn's point of view, Ken, what can they do to turn this around?
Well, I think, Matty, they need a lift from a number of players. I mean, they lift in the forward line, certainly from Holland. They need more out of Thompson. Rawlings has been down. Dixon hasn't done much either. I mean, they're all players that are seasoned players. They need those players to lift, stand up and give them a bit of impetus.
Underway for the second half as Simmons wins the first tap. Carr arrives. And quickly with the whistle, we'll have a replay. 37-point margin. They led by 20 points at quarter time, the Dockers. Ball still close to that centre circle. Cook. And it was called a throw. The ball came from Simmons and he was penalised for a throw. So Hawthorn will be into their forward 50. First up. 19 possessions to Leckis, 11 to Crawford. Man with the ball, Cox had 8. For the Dockers, Hazelby once again with 14, Bell 11 and Carr 12. Tallis breaks free. Holland on the lead. Pavlich into his back, free kick.
Yeah, certainly on. He actually just propped at the last moment there, Nick Holland, and pushed his body back in, and Pavlich has been forced to run into his back. And they need a goal early, Hawthorn. This is the way they'd want to start this second half. The rain stopped, so there's a chance they could actually get up and going a bit here. And a goal from Holland here would certainly be the ideal start of the second half.
They kicked one in the first quarter. Outside 50, tight angle. Not a bad kick from Holland. Just to the wrong side of the post. One behind. 8-6, 2-6, 6 straight kicks in it.
He's certainly one of the players they need to lift, Nick Holland. And with the weather, the rain subsiding, it'll give a player like him a chance to actually start to take a few marks, which is an important part of his game.
Conditions on the improve. Makes valuable meterage. Pavlich kicks to centre wing. McFarlane. Carr. Hand pass back. Hazelby tries to squeeze it, pulls it back in underneath. Heard a voice. It was Hayden. To half forward. Crode was held and will get a free kick. Looks afield. Farmer, Brown, well done Brown, hit it chest on, ricocheted to Loney, was tackled without the ball and will get a free kick. Umpires have been busy. It is a tough day for all and sundry, including the umpires, and that was free kick number 29. 15 now in favour of the Hawks, 14-3-0. Loney will change direction. And Nathan Thompson, who started at full forward. Barlow at centre half back. Slow, patient build-up. And Mark Graham has camped himself on centre wing right. The kick has to be good. It's not great, but he's still got some time. Now he can go to Stephen Greener. There's some holes starting to appear up. Hawthorn look a little bit more switched on in this quarter. Into the pocket. Dixon. Ball ricochets. He's a left footer. Will he gather and swing? He finally gathers eventually from 55. Kicks it up and down. That'll bring rain. No surprise. Out hard. Chick. Pushed in the back. Taken by Adrian Cox. Snap on goal. He's missed. But signs there. A little more switched on. Just,
a bit better, Tim. Oh, they certainly would have had the law laid down by Swabby at half-time saying, hey, boys, our season could be on the line here. So they come out with a bit more venom in their attack, and but they've got to convert on the scoreboard.
Crode. Not a good kick from Crode. He had time, and in the end he's forced it over the boundary in front of Medhurst. And we watch Medhurst's second quarter, Tim, with your statistics, to see whether he can break that 11 possession barrier. We'll watch it closely. He's on 9.
7 possession first quarter, 2 in that second.
Spent some time on the bench getting his cars worked on though. Longmuir. Loney. Hawks looking better. Wants Nick Holland, but Pavlich. Lovely work from him. Just bodies him out of the way. Running for him now, Grover. Choice of 3. Longmuir. Works it nicely inboard to Crode, who breaks. Hay approached. Just gets there too late. Ball goes high towards Farmer. Works Brown underneath the ball and takes a strong mark. Plays on, wants to. Umpire has blown for time on. It's got to go back.
Just a bit too strong for him, a bit too experienced here for Campbell Brown. But it's been interesting clash since he's gone home. Campbell Brown's been at him quite a bit at Jeff Farmer. Jeff Farmer obviously didn't like it because he actually lashed out late in that second quarter. May have been reported because of it, I think.
Allegedly lashed out.
His father alleged that.
He certainly did. He's on report anyway. No doubt by umpire Margetts for an incident 40 metres behind the ball just before half-time.
So Farmer, the goals have dried up for him of late. He kicks very poorly indeed. Just the 1 point last week, 1 point the week before, and from 25 metres out, directly in front, he's now kicked 2 behinds.
Well, that's a pretty poor effort. No wonder he wanted to play on there and try to kick it. He did kick the goal when he played on, but it was after time off had been called. So not a good effort.
Rees nudged underneath the footy. Great gather by Crawford. Bouncing ball. Simmons attacks. Gets past Barlow. Wasn't exactly a great effort to tackle. Brown goes to ground. Farmer stays on his feet. He likes him on the run. Onside 50. Well, he can't kick him set shot from 20, but he can kick him from 50.
Well, he's redeemed himself within about 30 seconds there. But again, he just got behind Campbell Brown here. Just used his experience, outbodied him and got behind him, pushed him off. And that's just a 100-game player playing against a kid who's played 8 games. He'll be better. He'll be better and learn from these sort of little experiences, Campbell Brown. But just beaten by a more experienced player there and pushed off the ball.
Jeff Farmer, nothing like doing it the hard way. Fremantle get the first goal of the second half. Margin 42 points as Simmons in control there. Clever knock to Hazelby. Inside 50, crowed almost. Still going though. Let it go for Cook. He needs an option. Instead, kicks it towards Farmer again. He's got it. Thought about playing on once again, and surely he's learned and kicked this one.
Well, he's got him again, body on body.
3 times.
3 times, yeah.
A minute and a bit.
They'd probably need to make a move there, I think.
We're right on the Campbell Brown Jeff Farmer contest here. Cook now kicking, just banging on the boot. Well done.
He just lost contact there, Campbell Brown. He had it, he was with him. And just that split second when you lose contact, like he did there, and that's, again, a learning experience for a young fellow, enabled Jeff Farmer to get the positioning on him and then just shift him off the ball.
For his second. It's through. They're in control here, the Dockers. And certainly something you can talk about during the week, but just to mention a very special 90-minute edition of On the Couch on Monday night with Gerard Healy, Robert Walls and Mike Sheehan. Wayne Carey will be the guest in the Fox studios. 90 minutes. So much conjecture about his future. And certainly can judge some conjecture about Hawthorn's future.
Oh, look, mate, I think this last couple of minutes has really just taken Hawthorn out of the game.
So Hawthorn are looking down the barrel. Hazelby goes to ground. Chick, can he lift? Parker, all the space and time to look afield. Hayden worked Cox underneath the ball. McManus. Hand pass inside. Bell set him a task. McManus on report. I don't think it'll stick. From 50, inside 50, should I say. Farmer out hard again, and he's giving Brown a clinic in this third quarter. He's got up very proper, mind you.
Brown coming from the ground.
Yeah, a bit of a tough initiation, tough last few minutes for the young kid. And look, he was there with him. He was there in the contest. You can't be critical of him there. He was just beaten again. A bit of experience from Jeff Farmer. And Jeff Farmer has actually turned this game on its head in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Jeff Farmer for his third goal in 3 minutes in the third term. All the threes. He's missed.
It's his third behind though, Tim, so you keep with the threes.
Thank you very much. 2 goals, 3 for Jeff Farmer. Margin 49 points.
Well, 2 goals, 3 and 2 goals, 2 in this quarter. 2 goals, 2 in the first, 9 minutes of the game. Not 9 minutes of this quarter.
10-8, 2-7. Kick comes to Cox. Still 14 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Crawford running hard for the Hawks. Got to get past Carr. Didn't have possession. Good decision by the umpire. Moves the ball quickly. Barlow the target. Spoil came from Woods. Bell right with him, Lekkas. Here's Barlow once again, sliding in and underneath. Hazelby gets it out to Crode. Wants Longmuir. Out in front, takes a good mark.
Some players just have a habit of playing well against sides, don't they? Longmuir was certainly doing that again to Hawthorn today after doing it to him last year.
Yeah, you mentioned that in their round 18 win, they kicked 5 goals and certainly did give them a great spark when they came from behind. This is Cook. Where's Farmer? Here's the intended target. He's over the back. Cox. Unusual looking handball. Gets the benefit of the doubt. Hodge doesn't. Picked up by Cook. Snap around the body is to the wrong side of the post once again. They're doing all the attacking at the moment, the Dockers. We saw that little handball there from Cox. I'd call that a throw.
A swat.
A swat.
Yeah. But they've just starting to attack pretty frequently now in this quarter, Matty, and Hawthorn are just more counter-punching at the moment than anything.
Scott McLaren. It looks more like Mark Knopfler every day. Umpires paid a push in the back. Mark Knopfler, dire straits.
That's Hawthorn at the moment, isn't it?
Barlow, Hay, Graham, who's a long way up the ground. Chip over the top. Good running from Loney. Marks it half forward right. And he stops, and Vandenberg runs into open space. Led Woods to the ball, and Marks just inside 50. Looks afield. Wren spent a lot of time on the bench. They didn't work that out very well, Hawthorn, and Seagate can break to Norrish. And he's got them queuing up further down the ground. Longmuir, he's also got Crode. Crode's hailing a cab at half forward right. He marks, socks up. He can go back to Longmuir. He can still go to Longmuir. He ignores 3 or 4 leads.
He's going to have a shot, I reckon.
He might have to now, and kick it.
I think that's what we've been angling for the whole time.
Pass to Bell.
Well done in the end. Held up well. I mean, I thought his intent was to have a shot at goal. There seemed to be a lot of players that got free and he was never used.
I knew exactly what he was doing.
You were smart. You sat there quietly.
I didn't say anything.
Crode wants it back from Peter Bell now. He's not going to give it to him, is he? Give him a running shot. No, Bell from just inside 50. Aims it out right. Bending, but then it straightens up. 10-11-71 Fremantle. Hawthorn just 2-7-19. Looking to the record books. And Hawthorn are on track for very much low scores. The lowest 9-8-62 back in 1997.
Ball at half back now. Hodge to the outer side. He wanted Rawlings. Simmons just pushing it back. And free kick to Carr.
A bit reckless there from Rawlings.
Switch of play to Simmons. He can go further wide to Hayden. Want to be good though. It's a poor kick. Hayden is equal to it though. Got it back to Pavlich. A little bit of indecision from the big centre half back, trying to draw a player. Johnson wouldn't have anything of it. Ooh. And that is a good mark taken by a very impressive youngster in Luke Hodge.
Interesting enough, Hodge is a player that Crode was traded for, or they traded Crode for, and they just met then.
Rees running from Loney, probing left foot kick. It's an open forward line. It'll bounce again. Poor old Ben Dixon hasn't had one on the chest yet. Does well this time. Right handball inside 50. Misses. Barlow. 2-8-20. They can't buy a goal. The Hawks. Freo at 10-10-70. Margin back to 50 points.
well, any chance they had of getting back in this game, they had to convert some shots early in this quarter, and they've been unable to do that. They've kicked 3 points when they've gone forward, so it's just not happening for the Hawks today.
Norrish and Coops has crept onto the ground and marks at half-back right. Bell provides the run. Disposal 15. Crode had a good third quarter, Trent Crode. Was over the line and out of play. His stats for the day are 10 kicks and 3 marks. He's kicked 2 goals. He was off the ground for 15 minutes, I would say, in that first quarter. Received some treatment on a cut lip.
50 points is the margin. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
The sparks very much died for Hawthorn, and they started off well this quarter, didn't convert a couple of opportunities. Fremantle have bounced back with a couple of goals, and that snuffed out the spark pretty quickly.
Cook working hard for the Dockers. Johnson there for the Hawks. Carr couldn't get a kick. Lekas got there. Through Rees. Norrish gets support. Carr running well. Woods went without it. A little bit too fancy. Still going though, the Dockers. Bell, Coops, slippery ball. Good shepherd from Cook. Strong work. Player down. We'll keep an eye on that. But it's a Hawthorn mark once again to Luke Hodge.
It was a good shepherd from Cook. He actually, unfortunately, young Rees ran into the back of Cook's head, I think, made head-to-head contact.
Not feeling too good. He's being helped off. 3 trainers. Very unwell, the youngster.
Meanwhile, Lekas has the ball for the Hawks. Campbell Brown will come back onto the ground for Nick Rees. Rising star for round 17.
Seeing stars now.
Spoil came down to Brown.
Drop kick.
Drop kick. Don't see those very often. Pavlich works Holland off it. Back to Hazelby. There's the future of the Dockers right there. With supreme confidence, he gets it to Cook, who is a little bit too confident. Round the corner, Lekas there for the Hawks, takes a strong mark. He's working very, very hard, Angelo Lekas.
Possession 21, Matty.
Looks to centre half forward, Johnson and Walker. Good mark.
Good effort at Johnson's. Terrific use of his body one-on-one.
Former captain of WA under-18s. Looks up, left foot kick into the pocket. Dixon. Oh, he crashed into the back of Bell, showed great courage and took the mark. He's called to play on now. He intended to go to Simmons. Now he's backtracking. Long hand pass to McFarlane. So a change of direction. He could go long to Carr. Now he's got a problem. He's outnumbered. Carr. Well done, Loney. The punch came to the boundary line. Not a bad result in the end for the Fremantle Dockers. Peter Bell called to play on. Nick Rees is on the bench, not feeling all that well. And this is the reason. Cook just stood and
just a couple of heads hitting there.
Hardest head one out. Loney, hand pass. Strong tackle by Coops. Was it high? No. Tallis, centre half forward. Rawlings has run down. Jade Rawlings doesn't kick many goals. He's kicked 6 for the year. It's beyond him. Dixon, again, another one around the boots. He's rarely taken one above eye height, Ben Dixon. They've all been on the ground. Hand pass, Cox, almost through traffic. Pavlich. Messy stuff. Ball has come out the back. Eventually the umpire says, I'll ball it up. Ben Dixon's had a tough day at the office.
Well, he has. I mean, he's had a number of kicks that have landed just short of him. And Parker plays so close. I mean, you need to get some advantage by the kick to try and beat a fellow like Parker because he plays so close.
Still inside the Hawthorn forward 50. Cox trying to invent something. And that kick has just touched the line. Ball in. That is just good courage there from Peter Bell, backing back. He knew Dixon was coming. Stood his ground. Simmons plucks it out of the air. Walker, perhaps a bit too much on it. Chance for Hawthorn now.
They just can't get any run going, Hawthorn. Very stagnant, very stop-start. No run through the lines.
2 goals, 8. And we've still got 6 minutes remaining in
very
this third
stagnant
quarter.
forward line again here.
Crawford wanted Thompson. Walker gets back to cut it off. Cook off the ground. Tallis. Hazelby. Bit of acting. Simon Cox. That's out in the full. Just, we did wrap him up right at the start of the game, didn't we, about how good his kicking was. Hasn't been a good day. And it's just not happening for...
That sums up his day, doesn't it?
It probably sums up Hawthorn's day, in all honesty.
The ricochet as Walker got in front of his eyes. Simmons liked his game. Norrish with plenty of space. Medhurst.
Hodge has done a reasonable job on Medhurst since he's gone on him.
Well, Hodge has taken 3 marks in this third quarter when the balls come in. Medhurst forced to go right up to the wing. He's backtracked to Simmons.
That was possession 10.
Righto, Tim.
He's got one left.
Watching. Simmons. McManus there late. Early was Rawlings.
Rawlings can go to Loney, who's given him something.
Nothing again. No run through the lines. Very stagnant. Stop, start.
Cox
has tried hard.
He has, Simon Cox. Adrian Cox kicked the last goal for Hawthorn, which was at the 29-minute mark of the second quarter. We've now advanced to almost 22 minutes with 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. And he's waiting because there's nothing on offer. Holland punched away by Pavlich. It is a defender's day. The ball's gone over the line and out of play.
It's not an easy day for forwards, Tim, on wet days or sort of unsettled conditions sort of thing. But you still got to run and sort of try and create something, create some space, or run or stay active. And it's just been far too stagnant at the Hawthorn forward line.
Here's Loney. Left foot kicks a float. It's a bad one. He changed direction and went straight in the arms of Hazelby. Now they're breaking out wide. Medhurst is leading to centre wing. If Lee Brown can pick the ball up and get it to him, he does. It's a wide kick. Good mark. So this will be disposal 11. So he's on a season high when he gets rid of this. Anything, and he's set a new benchmark for himself. He has come a long way down on several occasions. Now he's changed direction to Simmons. Disposal 15, mark 8 to Lee Brown. The anvil runs through the middle of Subi Oval. Kick. Farmer has an opponent in Chick. To McManus. Wheels around from 50. Sean McManus. Carr, will he shepherd? Well done, Crawford. Got in front, spoiled. Ball goes over the line right next to the behind post. We'll have a throw in.
Interestingly, Chick started on Farmer and probably controlled him rather well, but Hawthorn, trying to be proactive, moved Chick forward, put Campbell Brown on him, and unfortunately Farmer got away from him.
Hazelby plucked that out of the air. Hawthorn players saying, well, he plucked it out and he should have got rid of it under the tackle from Tallis. So 3.5 minutes remaining. Thrown up. Graham to the boundary. Well done, Farmer, kept it in. Bell, was he taken high? Yes. Too far out to score, Peter Bell. Kicks it in, Matthew Carr! Flies, doesn't take the mark. Hay, good gather. And then, shocking kick.
If you be critical of Johnny Hay at all, it's just sometimes he just gets the ball and blazes away. I mean, he had a lot of time then, had an opportunity to scan the field. Good jump by Matty Carr there to scan the field, Johnny Hay, and he's just thrown that in his boot out of bounds on the full.
Long time between drinks. They may have had one at half-time, but they haven't kicked a goal as Matthew Carr now comes off. Cunningham comes on, and Sean McManus from the pocket. On report, has kicked 6 goals for the season. Across the face, 6 goals, 8 for the season for Sean Mack. 10-11-71, we got there eventually. Hawthorn 2-8-20, 25 minutes gone. And Hawthorn heading for records, low score records all around the place, Matty.
51 points. Loney now decides to go with the torpedo. Coops, who has won three marks of the round, 3 in a row.
there's one thing about Campbell Brown. He does have a go, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Here he is now. Hay. Again, we've got a bit of stop-start, but they're trying to set up a loose man to the outer side. Tallis. He's got the runners he needs, but chips it through the middle to Graham. To Hay. Back to where we started. Now there's a player free. Graham. There's the torpedo once again. Plenty on it. Especially if you're a Dockers fan. Troy Simmons, mark number 9. And Cook's away. Didn't spot Hay out the corner of his eye, though. Hay, Cook, trying to get it back clear. Lekas. Cook lays the tackle. Number 1 in the AFL for tackles is Cook, and he gets some warm applause from his home crowd.
Bit of a hit and hope there from Mark Graham when he went forward. Went for the torpedo punt. Not much sport went into it and kicked it straight to Simmons,
who is enjoying a very good third quarter. Crawford. Boundary throwing once again. 1.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. The Hawks have just added 3 points. Fremantle, just the 2 goals, 5.
Inside 90 seconds, Trent Crode indicating that he's going to knock this to the back of the pack in this ruck contest. See how he goes. Well, McManus goes there and the ball doesn't reach the ruckman. Bell. A good game today. Steps inside Vandenberg and has a bounce. Has that for arrogance. Then puts a little skim into the goal line. Peter Bell. Had a bounce on the slippery surface and then intelligently said, well, if I kick it, it's an open goal square and it'll slide through. It did.
But what actually happened was, that was a typical North Melbourne play, wasn't it, where all the players leave the goal square, ball kicked like that, open goal square, skid through. But Peter Bell, when we spoke before the game, we said that depending on where he gets the ball on the ground, could have an impact on the game. Getting it there is going to hurt the opposition.
Inspirational goal from their skipper, 11-11 to 2-8. Cox charges in from the wing. Coops in the right spot ahead of Brown. Cunningham runs for him and just places it out in front so he can run onto it. Perhaps a bit too far. The idea was good to tap it back to Cook, but it was a bit too strong. Hodge, 1-2 from Rawlings. Very impressive youngster Hodge as Tallis moves it forward once again. Cox, back to Barlow. Inside towards Johnson. A quick give to Hay, up on the forward line. Crawford against the boundary, back to the danger spot. Almost a very clever mark, through his legs Brown, still keeps it alive. Dixon, just not enjoying the best afternoon, goes back towards Vandenberg, busts the pack. The kick from Campbell Brown doesn't make the distance. Standing there on the line was Troy Simmons. Fantastic third quarter from him, and they're away now. Cunningham. 3-quarter time here at Subiaco. The trend continues. The Dockers still on top. 11-11-77. They lead by 57 points. The Hawks 2-8-20.
The plan to get back into the game and possibly win it?
Well, like to have a master plan. It's like that, just winning the contested ball so easily. They're got players pushing behind the ball, and from there they use it. And they've been using it far better than us. We'd like to win just some more of the ball. 50-50 contest this quarter. Like to win the quarter and see if we can put a little bit of pride back onto the scoreboard, because it's a bit embarrassing at the moment.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Better get up there.
Well, Nathan Thompson has gone into the ruck for Hawthorn in this last quarter.
Well, he's had a couple of
Crode with
stints in
Mark
there
Graham.
during the game, Matty, and hasn't had an impact.
Simmons. But here's Crawford. Hasn't stopped trying. Just a quick smother off the boot though, but a chance for Barlow. Back to Vandenberg. Smothered once again, this time Woods. And that is a very good handball. Opens up Hazelby to Hayden. A little bit sloppy to Cunningham. Back to Hayden. Took his time. Norrish. Hazelby. Around the circle it goes. Where it finishes, nobody knows. Back with Hawthorn. Vandenberg. There'll be a cry of kick it in a minute.
He's retired.
Very good. This is Green. Out in front of Adrian Cox. Over the head of McFarlane. Dixon. Open forward line for the Hawks. 1-on-1 out in front of Holland. Boundary there first.
Well, again, that first minute of play wouldn't actually go in the annals of football history as some of the most glamorous football you've ever seen from either side.
Official attendance 24,329, but I've just noticed on the scoreboard it's gone up to 24,330. So someone has enjoyed what they've seen on television and decided to come and watch the last quarter. Thompson almost threw that to Crawford. Kick smothered down off the hand of Carr, punched eventually through by Pavlich. Hawthorn will take them how they get them, I suppose.
I think they'd rather them through the big sticks, Tim, rather than that little one on the side there. Those little ones on the side.
They've officially just changed the attendance now. They've upped it by one. They've given that person credit for showing up. And Matthew Pavlich. Bell. Kick towards centre wing. It turned Rawlings around. Close to the line. Kept it in well. Centres the ball. Crawford. So Hawthorn have had the ball in there forward half for 2.5 minutes.
How would you rate that contest, Tim? Carr and Crawford?
Hats off to Carr. Another win for him. Shane Crawford just 17 disposals. 41 is his high against the Fremantle Dockers. So he's a far cry from that, Shane Crawford. 41 disposals in round 18. Where he got 24 kicks and 17 handballs.
Round 18, what? 2001, was it?
It was 1999.
1999. Angelo Leckers coming in for his 24th possession.
So they just can't find the opening. 3 minutes gone. Fremantle 11-11-77. Hawthorn a 2-10-22.
Clearly their best player, Leckers.
Clearly. This is Walker. Just a little chip pass over the top to Coops. Longmuir is his target. He got there. Keeps coming, Longmuir. Never gives up on the long lead.
12th mark.
Medhurst just nudges Luke Hodge in the back, and he picked it pretty early, Ken. It's been a good win for Hawthorn. And Mr. Medhurst, for the Gossage stat, remains on 11 possessions. This is Graham to Loney. Forced to go wide, but Rawlings has provided an option for him.
And Medhurst is coming off the ground, Tim, so he may stay on that 11.
I want him to get more than 11. Don't get the wrong impression.
No, I'm not saying that, Tim, at all, but it's just a wonderful observation you made a few weeks back.
Yes, being the stats meister, as you are.
We've got a boundary throw in about 60 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. They've only managed 2. Thompson. Barlow spots a player. Misses the target, though. He wanted Loney. There's still a chance, though. Coming through is Coops. Off the ground. Gets 40 metres. Ball's going to stay in. And he just bangs it back up the line. Again, it's going to stay in. McManus approaches Tallis, who the ball like a spinning top in front of him. Indecision. Gives it off to Hay. Drives it long. Up early was Barlow, but up at the right time was Roger Hayden.
No, Woods.
Dion Woods, I should say. Hayden right behind him.
That bit of play here probably epitomised Hawthorn's day. The uncertainty, indecision.
Woods. Simmons the target. Big punch from Tallis down in front. Here comes Reese. Nick Rees. Coops tackled when he didn't have it, pushed in the back was the decision. Free kick for the Dockers on centre wing.
Coops could go to Lee Brown, who's standing the other edge of the centre square, and does. A couple of stints in the ruck, Lee Brown. Good kick, good vision. McManus marks, looks further afield, steps inside, does well. Approaches 50, doesn't finish it off. Raiden Tallis, he marked and he was just about to give it off. He heard a voice. Now he gets away and goes straight up the ground to Rees, to Crawford. Possession 19. Hard on the lead is Holland. Pavlich just puts him over the line.
It's just, we've seen that a couple of times, haven't we, Ken, from Hawthorn? Just a bit too far out in front of their leading forwards. They've made it hard for them.
Well, they've been very indirect. They haven't been able to get much of the ball in the corridor in their forward 50 and been forced wide. And, I mean, that's the hardest place to get goals from, and certainly they've hit their targets anyhow when they've gone out there.
Bit going on now between Holland and Pavlich. 1 mark to Holland, 3 to Thompson and none to Dixon. That tells a story for if you're a Hawthorn forward. Not a happy milestone game for Jonathan Hay. Game 100. Plenty of time left in the contest. 77 plays, 22. It'll be win number 8 for the Fremantle Dockers. Vandenberg, slick hands to Lekas. As Ken has said on numerous occasions, the best today for Hawthorn. Loney, good chase, taken high, I thought, in the tackle. Adrian Cox out hard. Holland off his boot over the line, the Bronx cheer.
I thought he got Loney high then. And Nick Holland's dirty day continues. LBW that time, I think.
35 out. Thompson, interesting. Vandenberg, quick snap, miss. 2-11, 23, 11-11, 77.
Yeah, it's just the 6 behind since half-time, the Hawks.
Yeah, it's a pretty disappointing performance. You know, it's such an important game for them.
Walker. McFarlane is the option. Norrish goes back to McFarlane. Up the wing. Croderove arrives late. Bell over the top of Nick Rees, and Rees gets the free kick.
Interestingly, Peter Swabsey going to this game, Matty, they had to win 4 of their last 5 to make it. They're down to 4 games after this. The problem I see for them is they've got to play 3 sides above them.
Yeah, they've got to play Collingwood,
Geelong and the Kangaroos.
Going to be tough, and on this performance, it's not going to happen. Crawford. Nice jump, but didn't take the mark. Holland. Pavlich backs himself once again. Just helped forward by Cunningham. Seagate going to be run down by Green. Crawford up and at it again. Holland couldn't take the mark. Pavlich has won that battle. Brown. Spoil was enough from Loney to bring the ball to ground. Back to Coops now. Dockers building. Player loose at the back. Over the top came Crow. Not good enough, and away goes Vandenberg.
To Thompson, centre half back. Forced to play on, right foot kick. Campbell Brown running down. Farmer almost went at it. Almost pulled it down one-handed. The battle continues. Farmer Brown. Brown happy to see it over.
Farmer Brown.
Is he playing this afternoon?
Campbell Brown did well then. He actually did to get up and get back. He recovered quicker than Jeff Farmer. Good effort by the kid.
Been an intriguing battle. Led to believe Jeff Farmer on report for striking Brown behind play just before half-time. But Jeff Farmer iced the game with 5 minutes of brilliant play in the 3rd quarter, and he's involved in this as well. To the boundary line, got pushed fair in the bat by Lekas.
What did he do to the game?
Well, he put it certainly beyond Hawthorn's reach.
Iced it, did you say? Well, I'm happy with that one, Tim.
It's going to take me 18 rounds to like something I've done. There's Thompson, met by Woods.
Mate, we're going to have a bit of frivolity because I must say the game has petered out.
Medhurst has come on. His name's Paul, not Peter, as Crow comes off. Still with 11 disposals. Still can't break the dozen. Lekis, busy, worked ever so hard. Coops back, courage. Marks defensive 50. 77 plays 23. Still got 12 minutes remaining here at Subi.
Yes, and he's got players breaking for him. McManus. McFarlane has run very hard to get to the wing. McFarlane. Brown. Juggled, no. Didn't take it, didn't control it. Fair decision. Graham through the middle. Rawlings. Handball to Barlow. Put him under some pressure though. And so that goes back to Rawlings and Dixon. And they just haven't looked after him because that was a messy handball. But Green may have tidied up, forcing it forward. Woods. Kick around the corner has missed its target. Thompson. On the up. Crawford. Doesn't quite get enough fist on it, so it spills out towards Simmons. Beautifully run down by Brown. We'll have another ball in. 11-11. No change to Fremantle's score in this quarter, and the Hawks have managed 3 behind, so goals have dried up at the Dockers end as well. But from their point of view, they're very happy. They're 54 points in front as Trent Crowe warms up on the boundary. Simmons with the knock. Rees to Lekis. Clever kick in the end. Suicidal attempt on the ball was Cook. Tallis pushes it forward. Green caught by Walker. Cook. Coops enjoying his last quarter. Again the torpedo. Over the back, it'll go. Here's Medhurst. He wants number 12. He's going to get it. Along the ground. Norrish. Cunningham almost sped it before he had it. Little chip over the top. Medhurst for a baker's dozen.
What he did very well there, Medhurst, is he took his play to the contest, handed off, and then immediately bolted towards goal because he thought we're a chance to win this this ball here. And young Hodge didn't react quickly enough, and Medhurst has got a chance to shoot on goal. And Tim create all sorts of new records with his 13th possession.
Yes, I'll give you something to do during the week, Tim. Just come up with something else.
See if he can get to 14. That's what I'll work on.
He kicked the first 2 goals of the afternoon. He's now lining up for his 3rd. His 30th of the season. From 45, it's a pretty good drop. It's a wonderful result. Paul Medhurst with 3 goals for the afternoon. Hope you're enjoying this game live and uninterrupted on Fox Footy. And you'll be very happy if you're a Dockers fan. It'll be their 8th win of the season.
Oh, very happy, I'm sure, and the match committee will be very happy as well. But Medhurst has been pretty well covered by Hodge since he went on him like late in the first quarter at quarter time. One of the few times he's got away from him since then.
Two lots of 3 goals for Paul Medhurst against Hawthorn this year. Round 3 and now in round 18. Cook. Margin out to a 10-goal lead. Walker under the tackle. One hand was on the shoulder. An amazing scoreline. Had some big wins, but certainly margin-wise is right up there. Now there's a free kick, and it's going to go against
Reece.
Norrish.
No, it's against Cunningham. I think Cunningham threw him to ground off the ball.
So it goes down the ground. It'll go to Stephen Green. Dockers were going forward. Poor kick. It was intended for Crawford. Seagate stood in the way. He kicks to centre half forward. Medhurst. Loney back. Good courage. All together now. Kicks towards centre wing. Crawford marks, loop a hand pass over. Campbell Brown hasn't stopped trying. Little hand pass onto the runner. Vandenberg likes to kick a goal this year. Richie Vandenberg from inside 50. Long kick on goal, and he has put it through. th possession there for, 18th possession actually for Richie Vandenberg. He's tried hard today.
Richie Van. He's had a very good year for the club, and I mean, they kicked that goal, but a very belated one. Their last goal was when?
29-minute mark of the second quarter. Cox kicked the goal.
Well, a long time between drinks for them, and Gary Buckenara said they want to put a bit of respectability on the scoreboard. They need a few more of those in this last quarter to actually do that, because there hasn't been much to talk about today from a Hawthorn point of view.
Richie Vandenberg with his 18th disposal, his season average, the third goal for the Hawks, as Crawford drives them forward once again. That
Hodge
will be a goal to Hodge.
Caught everyone off guard because they kicked 2 goals in 15 seconds and they'd kicked 2 goals the previous 90 minutes.
Well, they've still got some time left in this game to actually put some respectability on the scoreboard, and it's good they've been able to get a couple of goals in a row there. Perhaps Fremantle have backed off a little bit, but I see interesting they've pushed Hodge forward just to give him a bit more experience. He's played back a bit. He did a good job on Medhurst. They pushed him forward now, kicks a goal at that end. The kid's is a real class player. He's got a big future ahead of him, and I mean, he's tried very hard today.
Almost doubled. Well, they have doubled their goal output in 30 seconds. Hawthorn. They're going to go forward again. Hand pass out to Crawford. Have Fremantle taken the foot off the pedal? Justin Longmuir should mark this. He didn't. He put it on the ground. Got a problem. Eked out the back. Players around the ball. Barlow tries to storm his way through like British Bulldog. He's taken to the ground by 3 Dockers players, and we'll have a bounce or throw up. At 35 out from the Hawthorn goal.
Jade Rawlings appealing to the umpire there for a free kick.
They don't often change their mind.
Yet to see it happen.
Simmons. Longmuir almost threw that out. Well done, Bell. Well done, Barlow. Cook. Woods. Over the line and out of play. 83 plays, 35. Margin back to 48 points. And if you're a farmer, and there is one down there, that's good land. Plenty of it. All the action's down this end of the ground. Knocked down. Lekis. Be nice to cap off his day with a goal. Campbell Brown would appreciate one as well. Off one step towards the forward pocket. Nick Holland flew off hands to the boundary.
29th possession for Angelo Lekis, and Campbell Brown may have had a bit more time. Then he could have perhaps taken a few steps and a more deliberate shot on goal. But when you're having a bad day, there's lack of talk as well as everything else.
48 points is the margin as Simmons wins the knock once again. Lekis with 29 disposals, 8 in this quarter. Crawford has had 9 in the quarter. And Simmons with his 23rd hit out. There's to do battle once again. Over the top came Campbell. Cunningham. Just a little give to Bell. Outside the 50. And Hazelby sees it over. 7.25 minutes remaining. 48-point margin. They won the first quarter by 20 points. They won the second by 17. They won the third by 20. But at the moment, the Hawks, with those 2 quick goals, are leading this quarter. Punch forward by Crawford. Cunningham. That'll stay in, will it? No. Slides across the line once again.
Might have got the right kind of kick, Matty, and stayed in on a dry day, but just the wet conditions, the ball skidded across the line there. Smart kick by Cunningham. He just played down the line. There's nothing to kick to, so he just moved it on by 30 metres.
In the front, it was Cox who just laid it down to Tallis. Quick kick. Only as far as Woods. He wants players to break for him. One of them is McManus. Well-weighted kick, finds him on the chest. Pavlich has run on. Clever handball from McManus. He runs his full distance to 60 metres. Let's go with a long kick in towards Farmer. Very good use of the ball. Farmer wants to get going quickly. The gratitude there from Pavlich to McManus on the handball, but that's a good shot of what Farmer's got. He opens up the angle, goes to the check side, and kicks the goal. the Wizard of the West, and Jeff Farmer, 3 goals in this second half. Don't forget, on the couch on Monday night, the very special On the Couch with Wayne Carey, our very special guest, Monday night at 8:30.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I think they've got to play Farmer close to goal. I mean, he's kicked 3 today. He's had 6 shots at goal. I mean, he's such a dangerous player. He came across here as a player who's been able to kick 70 goals, over 70 goals one year in AFL footy. I mean, they're a rarity. Get him close to goal and let him do the damage there.
Not a lot of the football, but pretty good end result. 3 goals, 3 for Jeff Farmer. Rees to centre half forward. Cook, Seagate, and Bell hasn't stopped trying. Disposal 22 around the corner, out hard. Medhurst is out of control now. This is disposal 14. He's eyeing off big numbers. Cunningham into the pocket. Well done. Taken by Hazel B. Eventually the ball's already over before he gathered that, so we'll have a throw in inside the forward 50. And I'm not convinced a lot of players know about it. There's no ruckman thinking about contesting this ball.
Collected a spectator to that footy.
Now Graham runs down. Carr decides to chip in. Tallis, good give. Crawford racking up the stats late in the game. That's disposal 25. Coops has Brown. They've had a little bit to do also a little bit earlier in the first half. Throw in, just forward of left centre wing. Johnson, Brown, back to Brown. Well done, Parker. Still no mark for Ben Dixon today. A frustrating day. Peter Bell, great kick. Left foot under pressure to Carr. Did he play on? He's got people parked inside him, has Carr. One is Simmons, Hazelby, Woods, Coots. Took a long time, great tackle, not rewarded, yes, eventually holding the ball. It'll be a free kick to Hodge. One umpire called play on, umpire Corcoran said holding the ball.
Good leg speed from Hodge there. Late in the game, I mean, he really mowed him down.
Hodge breaks to the outer side, but just missing Crawford. Norris there, just pushing Crawford out of the way, and then forgot about him. Cunningham under pressure. Somehow bounces back. It ends up with Norris. Back to Parker. Steps around. And then back inside his forward 50. Over the top. Coops wanted another big mark, but it falls down to Tallis. Goes laterally. Barlow will be prepared to see it over once again. 4.5 minutes remaining.
He's certainly going to have a crack at that mark of the year, isn't he, Coops?
Well, he's had 3 goes at it so far this year, and that's where that Hazelby kick.
That lady might have been the lady that copped the footy.
It was the lady.
Standing up, I think.
It comes off the concrete, and then she was just going back to her seat, so we hope she's okay. Crawford.
Lucky she was walking away. She was walking down the steps, it would hurt.
Might have been a bit different. Norris round the corner. Cunningham. Over the top. Just missed the target, but enough time for Hazelby. Medhurst. Back to Hazelby, off one step to the danger zone. Campbell arriving late, Farmer in front, ball to ground. Johnson wrapped up by Cook, going nowhere. They will have a ball up, about 30 metres out from the Fremantle goal. 13-11 plays 4-11, 9 straight kicks.
Longmuir. Hayes threw it on the boot. Over the line as Carr comes off, Walker comes on. Matty Carr can be happy with his day's work. 9 kicks, 10 handballs, 3 marks. He's had the job on Shane Crawford, and even though Crawford has racked up the possessions last quarter, I think Carr takes the honours.
Well, yeah, may have. Just perhaps.
His team does anyway. 89 plays 35.
Oh, he's going to reverse that.
He's reversed it. Free kick was originally against Crow for dumping Loney. Now Loney didn't like the treatment, and umpire McLaren there. He's penalised the Hawk.
I'd suggest that he'll be coming from the ground, won't he?
Rice smile from Trent Crowe. You'll almost be embarrassed to see a replay of that.
Not a smart play from the kid, but was it? I mean, he'd won possession of the ball. There's nothing to be gained out of that.
Trent Crowe can make it a 3-goal term for the Dockers, and that means they'll win every quarter. Going off the ball between the 234s, Graham and Medhurst. Crowe ignores it, leans back on the kick. Goal umpire barely has to move.
Be some satisfaction in that goal for Trent Crowe. Moved on by Hawthorn at the end of last year. Hasn't had a huge game today. He's been steady. Went off early with a split lip to get stitched up. He's had 11 possessions, kicked 3 goals. But I suppose just to put one over the old side like that and get a fifth, a reversed free kick, I'm sure he'd have a pretty much a wry grin on his face.
Three goals to Crowe. He joins Longmuir and also Farmer with 3 each. Out of the centre, Johnson. Longmuir down back now. 13 marks for the afternoon and quickly moves it out to the wing. They've got a couple of numbers here. Hazelby. Again, plenty of the ball. This will be number 26 for him. Over the top to Cook. Indecision. Back to Hazelby. Why not have another one? Medhurst, can he get 3? Ball and played too hard by umpire David Corcoran. I guess it's fitting if Medhurst gets 3, then all their 4 key forwards have got 3 apiece.
Here he goes. Paul Medhurst. Look, he's showing the umpire where the mark is.
Sorry, he's already got 3, I should say. Apologies.
He's just trying to creep an extra couple of metres there. Trying to tell the umpire that Mark Graham should be back a bit further because he's probably just outside of his distance here. But Mark Graham, sloppy work from him there.
Medhurst out in front of Farmer. Goes to ground. Peter Bell throws it back in. Called a throw by umpire Margetts. It'll be a Hawthorn kick.
Couldn't disguise that very well.
No. Try to keep it alive, which would be one of the rules in the team, I'm sure, when the ball's in the forehand. Keep the ball alive, but have to be a bit more subtle than that, Tim.
Luke Hodge, disposal 16, 6 marks. Campbell, defensive 50. 95 plays 35. This is a record low score for Hawthorn against the Fremantle Dockers. As the chant goes up around Subiaco, Freo. Johnson goes to ground. Toe poke from Medhurst. Do you count that as a kick? Not sure. Do you count it as a handball? Don't think so. Campbell Brown goes to ground. Inside defensive 50. Barlow, loose handball taken by Chick. Gets it back and now runs away. To centre wing, Longmuir. Can he keep it in? He does. He's got Hayden in support. Inside. We're inside 90 seconds. The Dockers will win their 8th game for the year. Cunningham up, roved by Seagate. Steps around the tackle. Inside 50. Back with the flight. Hazelby knocked down. Ball comes to Medhurst through his legs. That's almost a throw. Doesn't matter. He got away with it. Farmer, can we get a bit of magic before the final siren? Bell under pressure, taken to the line. Got a free kick.
I think he was offside then, Medhurst. I saw the flag go up. He didn't actually go to the contest. He got ahead of the ball then. Look at the little dink over the top.
And McFarlane, this will cap off his day against his former team.
Well, the last 2 goals could be kicked by 2 ex-Hawthorn players, just to rub salt in the wounds.
And if my stats are right, I think Luke Hodge was the last one to kick one for, and he was involved in the double trade, was he not?
Well, he was certainly part of all of that. I mean, Hawthorn lost McFarlane for
McFarlane and Crowe basically was the deal to get the #1 pick. They ended up with Hodge. But anyway, McFarlane, enough pleasantries. Hits the post right at the top. He's unhappy. Almost 30 minutes gone. 14-11, 14-12, 96, 4-11, 35.
Hodge brings the ball in for the Hawks to Graham. Wanted Dixon, but Parker was right with him. To Coops, to Longmuir. Plenty of players in the middle. One of them, Seagate. Pass just over the top of Hazelby. Doesn't matter. Fremantle fans rejoice. Another win for Chris Connolly in his first season. That makes it 8 after just 2 in 2001. One of those wins was against the Hawks, and they've been very, very convincing this afternoon. 14-12-96. Hawthorn just 4 goals, 11-35. The margin was 61 points. A terrific victory. Troy Simmons was very good, and he's with Lockie Reed.
Well, Troy, another victory here at Subi. A terrific all-round effort from the team.
Yeah, it was a great four-quarter effort today. You know, last week we played a half, and we're in a good position at half-time. And, you know, Chris said, you know, we've got to go on with it now, and we're much better today, second half.
Now, your nickname is Snakes. Forgive me for this, but you like slithering around the place and just enjoy picking up the footy.
Yeah, I don't mind moving around the park, and if you want to call it slithering around there, it's fine by me. So.
What about the Recruit of the Year? Everyone's talking you up for the Recruit of the Year. You have played really good footy this year.
Yeah, it's been great just getting the opportunity and the grand time this year, and you know, I knew I could do it, and hopefully I can finish off the year now. So.
Thanks for joining us, mate.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well, it was a little bit wet there for a while, so a little bit of slithering from Troy Simmons, but a very good performance by the Dockers. Umpires just checking the scores.
They can't believe it either.
A little bit of drama and theatre there. The crowd always enjoys that. But Ken, you've been a coach. You always like it when you win all 4 quarters.
Well, you do, and look, from a Hawthorn point of view, they have to be really, really disappointed with that game today. I mean, I think their finals chances have just gone out the door today. I mean, I know all the mathematics say they can make it. They just have not played well enough this year. They haven't really beaten any quality this year. And
they've taken a few hammerings as well. That's why the percentage is so low. They've been beaten by some big margins.
Yeah, and look, they've really disappointing finish. Very disappointing finish. And Peter Schwab would be, you know, I think he'd be pretty disappointed with that effort today.
The downside for Fremantle, 2 players on report, McManus and Farmer. McManus has had a very good year, and Farmer, as we know, can do plenty when given an opportunity. So they'll have a date with Destiny, Monday or Tuesday, and Dale Kickett, who is in semi-retirement but maybe now called on. If McManus and Farmer are suspended, lack of numbers at Fremantle, and they've only got 26, 25 players to pick from. And I know Dale Kickett's WAFL team's playing today, and he's not playing, and he's at this ground, so you never know. We may see Dale Kickett back in action in a couple of weeks.
So the Fremantle players have got together in the centre. Now they spread themselves right around the Subiaco ground to applaud their crowd. And once again, here is Lockie Reed.
Chris, another enjoyable win here at Subi. Impressed with that effort, especially keeping them to only 4 goals?
Yeah, look, they're a fantastic group to coach. We're very young. You know, we had 12 guys under the age of 22, and they're very close, really close-knit bunch. And you know, we don't think we've played our best footy this year, and you know, their attitude's fantastic.
How can you compare last week to this week?
Well, our first halves away have been good, and you know, it's a big challenge to get that right. But you know, we've been getting off to good starts, and with every loss or every challenge, we're always learning, and that's the most exciting thing. We'll get better and better.
And you'll belt out the song?
Yep, in the Johnny Walker room tonight. I'll have another go.
Thanks for joining us.
A very happy Chris Connolly, and why wouldn't he be? His side has won by 61 points. We'll take a break from Subiaco. More after this.